Hello everybody and welcome back. Where last we left off, our intrepid-ish adventuring party were exploring the major city of Runalorm. Most of the party found themselves going to a tavern known as the Grindstone, whilst Adria, Dilbert and June went looking for a hat for about an hour and a half before they are expected to meet up with the party in the next, I'd say, in this section here. So, they also got some information about Runalorm and the tiers of Runalorm.
Yes, very good info.
Business deal.
I love the law.
You got some information about the different tiers of Runalorm, so we will be exploring that further in this section here. Okay, so I'll quickly head back over to June, Nadria, and Dilbert. What are you guys?
Just heading back, I reckon.
Sure.
I don't think there's...
Complete silence.
Do you think we should stop someone? Oh, no, they said no.
Complete silence.
You're silent. I'm just
From
making
me.
pleasant conversation with you.
That's great.
Dilbert, I love you.
I love man.
It's been intense.
Wait, it's just like a general respect, sort of love. I don't have to, like, we don't have to kiss.
I love you too.
Thanks, man.
Aw.
Thanks, man.
What the fuck was all that?
See, you just said you loved me, and then you go ahead and
me
ask
asking a question is not... I'm not
Honestly.
accusing you of anything. I just want to know.
I don't even know if you really love me.
I feel like this is now a little bit
I'm kidding.
unhealthy.
Am I? I'm sorry. Do you really want to know? All right, I
Yeah,
told
kind
you.
of. A little bit.
No, so I haven't committed a crime.
Okay.
I
have.
Okay. Well,
And it's not really a problem if you have.
no, but I haven't.
Okay,
I
that's
would be
great.
totally chill if I'd committed a crime as well.
Sure.
I don't
I
believe
mean,
it.
you have stolen from a child to get something from me, but sure.
I haven't committed a crime. Okay, you're right. I was too broad strokes.
I'm pretty sure that's a crime.
I think the people who are after me right now, it's more of a personal vendetta. Well,
So the people that are after you have committed more crimes than you have.
almost definitely. I'm pretty sure I saw them kill someone at one time.
Okay.
I don't even know who it was.
I'm pretty sure we've also killed people.
The people
I
who
have
killed
not
have we
killed
not?
anyone.
Have we killed people?
Not people.
We've sort of killed less sentient things, which I think is pretty bad still, but...
Okay. I mean,
What about the bandits?
that's true.
Yeah, that was
We
you
did
two.
kill.
Only
was
Yeah,
that
but they were
involved.
criminals and...
Oh, so you have killed
Criminals aren't people.
So, do we know about the bandit encounter?
They told
Yes.
us. They
Yeah.
told us when they came back.
You've killed people.
Okay, no, you're right. I have killed people, but the
Fucking ring.
Can you shut up? We're in the middle of...
No, this is a private conversation. I'm assuming there's a lot of talk going on around us.
but the people.
There's there's definitely a lot of people passing you by. I would say I assume you're whispering
Yeah.
when you're talking about killing people.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be generous, I just want you to get back to the party.
It's
at
a
this point.
stage. It's a stage whisper,
Yeah.
but a very dramatic stage whisper.
I can tell you the story, but it's genuine. Okay, to shorten the story, it's gonna be confusing. You're just gonna have to accept parts.
Give me the 10 cents.
The 10 cents. I offended some people. I won in gambling. I offended them some more. Casually offended them. They were pretty easily offended.
I do that
people.
all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Birds of a feather. And I didn't commit a crime. This knife, actually, this one right here, is theirs.
You're
I
just
believe.
gonna pull a knife out.
Well, it's like a letter opener knife. It's not a huge knife.
Oh, okay.
I
I don't know why I said that in character.
It's not like a fucking machete. I'm just showing you. It's a bejeweled. It's pretty.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe it's got some script on it that says "Blood for Blood," brothers in blood.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah, and I honestly don't think they're after the knife. I'm pretty sure that's fine, but
They're after your life. Sorry,
no, that's totally true though. And that's so Did that make sense?
I mean, yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't have.
Because, like, I didn't really commit a crime, and they're like, why are they after you then? If you just offended them a little bit. But they're, like, bad dudes, and one of them's a shark.
Like, a shark is in, like, they're after you because they're kind of a bad person kind of shark? Or...
No. Gills and teeth.
Oh, like a shark.
Like a shark. Not a lone shark, not a... Like, genuinely a shark.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great, because I don't feel that way.
I don't... As far as what you said, you embarrassed people and now they hate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made-
Sounds like a comedy.
I feel like that. I'm surprised I'm not being followed for something along those lines, but you know.
And I never returned the money to them either.
Oh.
But I don't have it anymore either.
Oh.
I gave it to just a random dude.
That's,
It was heavy. I'll tell you that
probably-
much.
Probably a little bit worse. Yeah.
They probably got it back. I think they killed him.
So that was a lot that you just added on at the end there. That adds a lot of context to this story. So
I'm really trying to give you all the details I can. Because Dilbert, I trust you. Remember when we said we loved each other?
10 seconds ago?
10 seconds ago.
Sure.
I'm calling it out right now. This is real.
I'm not gonna tell anyone. I don't like.
I appreciate that.
I to me, it doesn't. It's kind of inconsequential.
Is there any more information you would like, or should we just pretend this didn't happen from this point onwards?
Are there people in this immediate vicinity?
Not while I'm wearing my hat.
I don't think that's how hats work. As far as I know,
I start doing like a
never
"Hello,
worn a hat
lady."
before. I kind of look over at Nadra and I'm like, is that how hats work?
Or maybe a hat with glasses. If you can find me some glasses, I'd be thankful.
I kind of just gestured to the big skull.
What?
I don't think that'll work.
Okay, then no.
Thanks though. Thanks, bud.
That's it. That's the pleasant talk.
I love you.
That's cool. I
do I
don't
see them
respond.
walk
Okay, I will say for the sake of brevity,
When do I see them walk past the window?
I'd say it probably is about 20 minutes that they walked to get back to you guys. So
We've well finished our meal.
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
been like
You guys are just waiting there.
Yeah.
so it's been like an hour and 40-ish minutes since
Longer,
they've been gone,
closer
and
to
then
2 hours.
and so about 2 hours they've been gone, and then finally get back.
I will send like a message.
Where are
The second I see them walk past the window, I'm gonna send a message to you and be like, wait in the tavern.
I'm just playing Knuckles with Val, just like the Knuckle game.
Gilbert,
like,
Nadria,
like so you like.
they're in the tavern.
Like the loser is like,
What?
the last person.
What?
Let's just go in. I was trying to do it.
Yeah, like
David,
Okay.
you got a yes and me.
yeah.
Yes, and what?
Exactly.
Okay, you guys make your way back into the into the rest of your group, your tavern.
You started eating without us. What the?
We're on a watch list.
So
No, we're not. Kind of.
The mask
Maybe.
is off so you can see like the full facial expression you never will see. It's just like the what?
There was a clockmaker guy, and now we're on a watch list.
June,
Okay,
June
June.
did some bad stuff.
What? No, I didn't.
Put us on a watch list.
what did
Voluntarily? So
No.
how many
Not
watch lists
intentional.
are you on now? Just one and then two.
Yeah, and then me and Dilbert were also put on the watch list because we were walking.
So-
with-
I know
That
that-
was kind of a dick
So
move.
you two are on one watch list and you are on two.
Two?
Yeah.
What's the
Huh?
second one?
The clockmaker.
What?
Yes.
You know the doubt
Insight
face?
check.
Are you inside
Press
checking
X
me?
to down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool. Roll
How do
inside
you put
check.
yourself down as waiting for a watch?
Yep.
Well, what did you respond when I was like, what was the second one?
Oh, just. I just respond with "Oh piss."
I'm gonna insight check that even though I have no idea how that'll.
You know what piss means.
No!
Nice. That was good. That was good. Oh, piss. That one.
Fuck.
L.
I'm stupid.
L.
I'm just genuinely
I'm gonna say
saying
it could just be random exclamation.
Yep. Oh, piss.
Abalone, though unusual.
What did you guys get to eat?
What the fuck?
I had a bone broth. It was actually really nice.
Wait, how long was the line?
A bone
It
broth?
was like
Not
10
that
minutes.
long.
Oh.
We have been
It
waiting
looked
for a few hours.
It looked
You guys
really
been gone for
long.
like 2 hours.
June got lost trying to find a hat.
Did A9 eat? I think we should change the topic.
I didn't feel like that.
Well,
I
was me.
offered. He didn't want any.
Whilst this conversation goes on, can I do a telepathic link with Nadria?
Why?
Sure.
I'll be like, I
I'm-
may have a
I'm
lead on where the chains are. I
Huh?
have an idea.
What the fuck?
So, we were talking, and they said there is a place called the God's Forge in the Vats. And that
What
sounds
the
like
fuck
a
is
whole.
the bat?
It's point here of the city. It's beneath us right now. Anyway.
Awesome.
Oh, you're
Yeah, I'm saying that. So it's a super holy place that is far underground, and I am thinking, hey, if the gods were imprisoning someone, a super sacred place underground sounds like a pretty good place just to do it. You know, because we had the underground temple before. Just saying, it's a lead. If you wish to follow it.
I mean, it does sound like a good place to start.
No, I'm just like, that's a fucking ominous
Like,
thing.
Yeah.
God's Forge sounds as plotty of a place as can be.
Anyway.
Maybe.
Anyway,
Am
that's,
I wrong?
Anyways, that's my 2 cents.
I can't confirm or deny.
My 2 cents is that June really wanted a hat, and that's all I picked up today.
I'm just sighing. I'm just like,
They tried to
Where's
trade
Punish?
with a random old man on the road for his glasses.
that seems like a completely normal behavior for them.
Yeah, and that
Yeah, I
caused the
know.
guards to come to us. And
That
put us
also
on a
seems
watch
like a
list.
very normal sequence of events. Dumb shit happened, and then all of a sudden, we're in prison again.
I didn't even do anything.
Darted off. Nobody saw I rolled a stealth check.
Oh, did he legit just nick off?
Yeah.
True.
You guys are taking too long.
Yeah.
Parachev moved.
Yes.
Has anyone noticed that Parachev just sort of disappeared?
I trust him.
I don't.
What did you
I
roll on
don't
the
know
stealth
why.
check? Was it beneath my passive perception?
It was a 27.
Okay, so
Oh,
sorry.
definitely.
I mean,
Like just then.
No, ages
A while
ago.
ago.
Oh, is, oh right.
Yeah,
I'm
well, you
assuming
guys
when we were up on the top of
debating
the
whether to go
stairs.
down the stairs or not.
Yeah.
Parachev was like, I'm going down
Oh,
the
he's
stairs.
been gone for that long?
Like
I
2
respect
hours
that.
long.
I mean, I can talk to him. I got, and I'll pull out like the sending stone. I'm like, I can talk to him. I got like a little thing that apparently
mean,
talks to him.
I
That's
feel like
great.
we've got other things before
I'm just saying
we
if
do
we
that.
need his assistance and his connections.
We still have a thing to do here as well as
Yeah, plenty of things
look
to do.
around.
I know people around here.
Oh, Dilbert, there's this place called. There's this place. So the city is in 5 tiers, right? We're on like the 4th one. The 5th one's called the Vats, and apparently that's where all the crazy shit happens.
Wow, that's crazy.
Nice.
We gotta go into the crazy shit.
Like what kind of crazy shit?
The bar lady said it was just like where all the experimental stuff and is happening, and like just
Like A9?
maybe didn't elaborate, but apparently that's where all the kooky shit is.
Nice. Like A9.
A9's, I think A9's like the opposite of kooky.
I just want to be clear. Was there an intonation to experimental? Are we going to like an inventors district, or are we going to a red light district?
Seems kind of kooky
What?
to me.
Because it's the bottom of the city.
Where is this coming from, Dilbert?
What's red light mean?
Are we going?
No. No.
Nowhere.
I don't know. Honestly, it
Yeah,
just came
you
to
know.
Look,
me.
I lived a very sheltered life, alright? So I don't
That's
know what
fine.
that means.
Don't worry about it.
Why?
Don't worry
Is
about
it cool?
The lights could be any color, honestly.
What
For
do, they,
some people.
what do they do there? Is it like fighting?
You remember
Gambling.
when you got like really scared when June started talking about chains in the room?
Yeah.
A lot of that.
I'm interested as well. What is a red light district?
Oh god.
You remember when June started talking about chains and Luron while you were interrogating me constantly? Remember that time?
Look, guys.
So it's a chain manufacturing district?
No, remember exactly what June was talking about?
What if we just come to that? We'll figure out that.
Oh! I'm gonna say I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
I
I'm
don't know.
gonna putting it here. I'm gonna like very distressingly frown. Just like,
But also, Wolf, I need to go see, I'll say whisperedly, I need to go see someone named Wolfric.
Why?
It's a part of the paper that burnt. It had a message to go to Wolfric's, and they're in the vats.
well, I mean, what you are doing is I wish to investigate this Godforge. It sounded quite holy and all that.
Are they in the same place?
But they're both in the vat.
But isn't
so
like
I
the God,
imagine-
but didn't they say the Godforge is like for Maiar, like specifically?
I am interested in other religions than just Uran.
That's awesome.
I am fascinated about learning and experience what is to do on your plane. Consider me like a tourist.
I mean, I've never been here, so I think a place called the Godforge sounds kind of sick.
It does sound.
I mean,
very
it's a
sick.
forge, probably
It's the
making
God
like
Forge.
yeah. Probably what if they make like godlike weapons? What if I can make my sword like even bigger and
What
even
if that's
cooler?
what gods are made?
I would love to.
I
see
doubt
what
that.
happens.
But only one way to find out.
Godforge or Wolfric first?
Well, it's on the way. Well, they're all on the same level.
Yeah, but we'll have to go to one first before the other.
I don't
I mean,
know.
we should
Well, I don't know
probably
what
just
comes
make
first.
our way down there first.
We'll have to ask
Down,
them.
down.
Let's roll for it. Let's
What?
flip for it.
Why don't we just go to whatever's closer?
Yeah, we'll
Fine.
go
I
whatever's
What's
closer.
closer?
The
I'm
if
also
you
here to
remember
search
from what
the
I said
vats.
before, the Godforge is actually the deepest part
Oh my god.
of Runalum. So the vats, it's part of the vats, but it's like a layer beneath
Okay.
the vat. So they're connected. There's like you guys wouldn't know this, but there's steps and like places like there's a slope to get down to the God's Forge, but it is technically further, though
Okay.
they are on the same level.
Alright.
All right. Wait, Val. What do you want to go to the vats?
Yes, after this, wanting to search the vats, I'm looking for a particular individual who might have some
I
bones.
thought you were gonna. Oh, okay, there we go. I was like,
Bones.
I thought you were gonna look
Adding
for
to-
burns, but
Oh,
now you're looking for
I'm
someone
so rude.
Sorry,
And I'll grab the bones out of my bone broth. Did you want these?
It's like a cat.
I'll hold on.
There you go.
Wait. I have this. I pull out the big skull and put it on the table.
Where's this from?
What was that from again?
I think
I
it's
don't
from
know.
a demon. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Oh, the
It's,
bearded devil.
June gave it to me.
I thought you sold that.
No,
No,
I
there's
think
another
the spider demon was it?
One of
Well,
them
can I
something.
can I pick it up and
you
like
can
try
have
and
it.
inspect it?
Sure.
See what I can make of it.
Roll a nature check for me, please. You can see that the tavern keeper is coming over towards you now.
Oh,
Okay.
14.
14. With a 14, this looks infernal. It's not typically what you would study. You don't get the sense that this is an ancient being or a creature that you would typically find yourself studying or wanting to investigate. It seems like... I mean, you can see that there's skin that's kind of like decayed a little bit, and there's like it's a little bit slimy to the touch.
Why didn't you pick that up?
Hmm?
Why didn't you
And
pick
it's
the skin
like
off?
actually you got a 14.
14.
What's your passive investigation?
It'll be on the left-hand side of those.
Passive investigation 12.
With a 12, I'll say that as you're studying it so closely, you do notice that there are marks and scratch marks in the top of the skull.
Oh shit!
Okay.
They appear to be reminiscent of almost claw marks to some degree. Not quite as sharp, and doesn't seem like it's a raking swipe from any of the beasts you've studied. It seems more like small scratches into the top of the skull.
Interesting. Okay, I'll relay all that, but also say, I'm like looking at it, I'm like, there seems to be some small scratch marks.
That might have been me.
What are they? Some sort of inscription or?
Do demons
Doesn't
have,
look like writing. It looks like something's been gouged into the skull.
Would
gouged.
How much would my medicine help in knowing what's going on?
You can roll a medicine check if you like.
Yeah, intrigued, I think.
I don't think we gouged.
15.
The 15, I'll say they look like
I've got +10.
you've seen some really disturbing things and effects on people as a result of dealing with the wastes and the oddities within the wastes. Sometimes they'll scar people to the point that they attempt to rid themselves of that feeling by kind of scratching or picking at their skin. This seems similar to it. It seems relatively humanoid in shape.
I don't remember gouging the thing. Like the devil.
Fascinating. I've
Can I ask
seen
where
similar...
you got it from?
I point at June.
We killed it.
Yeah, it was a big.
What was it?
It was a big like demon monster that was trying to kill us.
Oh, it's
Oh,
horrifying.
I am. Yeah, those are fascinating marks. I've seen similar things before in the wastes at home. When people go a bit insane from what we see, they start to scratch at themselves.
I mean, Dilbert, how sharp are your claws? You little.
I hold my hand up. They're like relatively sharp. Like imagine if like a human nail was pointed. I suppose.
Yeah,
Might have been scratching on it when you weren't paying attention.
That's what I said.
That's that. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll say
I mean, it wasn't necessarily near my hands, but
are you examining as well?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sense of
Roll an intelligence check for me.
it. My favorite. Natural 20.
Oh.
big.
Straight
You think
natural
that
20.
Dilbert's hands might be too small for the marks.
I put my. Do you guide my hand?
Yeah, I'm like-
towards it?
Ghost
No.
style.
Okay.
Not an exact match.
No.
Interesting.
I go to scratch the skull next to the marks.
As you scratch down, kind of decaying skin gets trapped underneath your fingernails, and the smell kind of wafts out, and it's a little bit slimy and like a little bit sticky to the touch. And you
like
can see
home.
the tavern keeper is heading towards you. This is not the same person that you'd spoken to before.
I just shake my hand.
And they're just gonna see a
Like
Carry
little
on.
bits of like skin just kind of fall down to the table.
Oh, hang on.
This appears to be a burly,
Smelled so bad. I was just
a burly
carrying this
man with like
around.
just stark white hair, long beard, kind of getting up in his years. Heads towards you. Not to be rude or anything, but I don't exactly permit corpses and skulls in my tavern.
sorry.
I'm cleaning up the
Because
skin
now
that's
I have
fallen.
to
Do you want it?
clean the tip. No.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you, but no.
Put it up on the wall. It'd be cool.
I
Is this demon
won't
test?
be putting a. And he looks genuinely disgusted at the skin that's kind of like
I'm
sloughed off
I'm
onto the
cleaning
table
it
and
up.
is like
I'm cleaning it up.
fallen around the
Not
eye
that bad.
socket.
Oh, good God.
I'm putting it in like a little bag. I was like, yep.
Do you know anyone who might know things about fiends and stuff like that, and the cultures and the hells? Just because it's got interesting marks on it, and I'm interested to see if it is something.
You're asking the.
Is this-
Yeah, I'm just asking the tavern keeper. I'm just like.
Not really my area of expertise, but you could try the Little Ocean Inquisition's place, the
Oh.
Under Archive. Maybe they might know some more, or
I did want to go there. So.
maybe there's arcane practitioners in the inner works. They might know a little bit more.
I reckon that could be good. I wanted to go there anyway. I know there is a Temple of the Run somewhere around there.
We'll
so.
do that.
Is someone keeping a list of things that we need to do?
No.
I will do that now. Sorry.
Yeah.
We'll put the skull away.
Like,
too at this
just
point,
so we
Thank
don't
God.
like go
Sorry.
sidetrack.
Sorry.
Put the skull away.
So list of things.
Yes,
First
I
thing
put
we're
the skull
doing
away as
is
best as I
that.
can. I suppose.
Yes. So go to Wolfric's and the Godforge,
Yeah, that's on top of the list.
and just
right
and
now.
just explore the bats in general. And then
If anyone has any objections, just.
and search for the chains. Search for the chains, which could maybe be in the.
Yeah, I'm looking for a
I
fell.
feel like that's just a constant. We're just constantly looking for the chains.
Yeah, chains is like the active quest.
Yeah.
So that
Active
and
quest.
then
Getting information on like the prison itself, so you can get people's general view of it.
I want to buy a violin.
Get as much information as we can.
Another
I-
2-hour. Another 2-hour
when
adventure.
I hear that, I was like, oh, that would be also. I think it would also be in the kind of works. That's all where the fancy stuff
Well, they
is.
told me to go to the cauldron.
The prison's on the cauldron.
tier?
From prison.
Is
by-
from what you've heard. It's
Okay.
attached to that tier.
Cool.
Yeah, violin is on the top.
Yeah, by
The iron hole.
from prison.
I win.
Yeah, getting information from the iron
Liberation.
hold.
Inquisition.
I thought
Crooked
the iron
Tavern.
hole was the
Would you like
lowest.
to know I'm sussing the
No, the iron hold is like
What?
upper
The
prison,
lowest
lower.
part of the
I'm looking for
tier.
fella in vats, right?
Yeah, in that,
Gordon at the Crooked Tavern. That's this is the guy.
What's this?
Gordon at the Crooked Tavern.
Crooked Tavern. Do we know what tier that's on?
No,
Jack.
that's just the guy.
God's Forge,
Exactly.
something we've heard
Exactly.
before in like
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
of the
I
secret.
think wait, I'm just gonna write bar looking for
Yes.
this
Like
is
the
out of
secret.
line.
My ass,
Yeah.
God's Forge.
Man, maybe.
All
But
right.
like in one of those.
Jeez,
secret
I don't
missions
know.
we wrote
Yes,
ages
God's
ago.
Forge. My art.
Okay.
He's God of.
What's the list?
So
No,
let's go
like-
through the list. All right.
Yes,
So
but like.
This is in character.
yeah, not in character. Just
Yeah, what's
me. Right now, going through the list of things we're trying to do.
Yes.
So that's Wolfric, Godforge, Search for Chains, Val looking for a feller on that floor as well. We want info on the prison.
Mm-hmm.
We want to buy a violin. We
Mhm.
want to go to Liberation Inquisition, investigate the marks on the fiend,
We have things to do.
and Temple of Leron, because
Temple of
I
Leron.
want to connect with like-minded individuals.
No sidetracks.
Was-
Sick, bro.
Was the God's Forge? Is that God's Forge? Was that mentioned in the letter between Hawk and?
That's what
Why,
I'm
what?
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Someone check the notes.
That's
Do we
what I'm
have
doing.
the-
I don't know.
It's in the Discord.
I did once
I
upon
know.
a time
I
before
don't
my
know
laptop
where.
died.
Yeah, where is
Not
that in the
here.
Discord?
Your laptop just died.
That's what I'm trying
plug
to
it in?
feed.
No, it was in the I had to reinstall.
General. Is it in general? Windows 11. What's on Windows 11? I can't find it.
Well, either way, as we let's make our way down to the god vats while we're just
The
chatting
god
about
vats.
this.
Well, I was suggesting the VAT seems like quite a full-on day. I think maybe we should instead focus on the small things like getting a violin.
Why would we do that first?
No, I like.
No, because the vats will be like a whole day.
There's a lot of stuff to do.
It'll
there.
be like
We're gonna
6
have to-
days, man. It's so slow.
I reckon we just send it.
Well, we've also got to find a place to stay whilst we're here.
Fucking
Not if we're in the vats.
Yeah, there's no rooms here. There's not a lot of rooms for all of us.
Yeah, I was feeling something nicer, maybe in the cauldron or in the inner works would be nice.
How much money do we have now?
I do not know.
What do you mean you
I
don't
do
know? Don't you
but
keep?
I don't want to.
Why?
I don't wanna-
Why? What do you mean?
I
Don't you keep the
I
money?
already lent
I
you
want a
100
place with a
gold.
bath, please and thank you. I am
Oh,
filthy.
now you want the baths, but when we were leaving, Count, you didn't want baths.
We were rushing. I saw with
You were rushing.
And now you want to go get violins instead of rushing because we're taking our time, you know.
We have time now. The Lundosa situation is resolved.
Oh, now that
somewhat.
Lindosa has fallen, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, are you guys
I looked down at like me covered like the stuff from the road and stuff like that. I will not lie to you. I have a very different set of priorities than what a lot of you seem to think I have.
You wanna go home and
I look at like myself and just like I have a very distinct purpose, and one of them does involve serving a very particular god.
what is that supposed to mean? Why did you say it like that?
Because you guys seem very annoyed where I'm just like, yes, my god told me to do something, so I'm
That's
gonna
what
rush
you
and do it.
do.
Yes, and now I've been told to take my time, be neutral, see what's going on, you know, scouting
You
stuff.
only
So I'm
do
taking
things
time.
if he tells you to. You don't do anything else.
I mean, I have hobbies back at home, but
Like what?
I like to
No,
read.
I don't want to know.
I like to read.
Can we flip a coin on it?
What?
On to the vats or to the violins?
Let's get a
I think. Well, we don't have a lot of hours left in the day. I think it makes more sense to do something small.
Let's do the violin then.
We turn out to
We can make a day of it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do the vats tomorrow.
Sussing the vats.
By the way, Abelard, are you okay?
Am I okay? What are you,
Well,
go
you
on.
know, with the raiding and then kind of like falling and all. Like you were in a rush and now it's just like yeah.
Okay.
I'm just like, yes.
Insight check.
I'm fine. Is there just nothing
mega
wrong?
insight. Hey, you got your mask off right now, right? So,
I do.
Parachute not.
Oh, 2
two 18s for a 22.
That's just.
I'm like struggling to keep it together.
Aww.
It's just like, yeah.
I forgot
Tell you what, why
the
don't?
name.
No, hang on.
She's
This
a
isn't gonna work.
wolf in
I was gonna
the
say, why don't you and I go look for a place for all of us to stay, and everybody else looks for a veil, like
I don't want to be stuck.
I wish to find a place to stay. I will send you off to find a violin and trust you will not end up in a prison. And I am going to go to a temple and I am going to relax.
I'll say at this point, you guys are probably approaching mid-afternoon, so it's probably around 2.
Mhm.
So you guys still do have some hours in the day. So what
I
would
guess we are heading upwards.
you're heading upwards?
Yeah, to like the cauldron.
Okay.
We didn't even flip a coin.
It's not enough time. Majority rules.
We could all just die and the God's Forge is fine.
Okay.
As we're walking out, I just because I'm like small, I just like go and hug Abelard's leg.
Oh.
I just pat Kruger's head. I'm like,
Does
It's okay.
Dilbert recognize the name God's Forge from anything he would have read before?
Did you define that?
About
Let me.
about
You
dragons
guys
specifically.
roll a history check for me, please.
All right, then.
All
I shall do that. I don't know if my history. Yeah, 12.
With the 12, I'll say nothing specifically relating to dragons, though they are connected to Maya. I will say that, you know, the God's Forge is typically it's typically thought of as the place that people will go when they have not necessarily an experimental idea, but something that seems like it is a valuable contribution that hasn't been done before. So it's generally things that are innovative, and it's typically thought of as a sacred place for Runalorn and its citizens because of their attachment to mechanical creation and creation in general. So
Sure.
typically a lot of artisans will be here, but part of the thing that separates Runalorn from Sprockerot is that Sprockerot is also a mechanical centre, but they typically experiment with the arcane, whereas this is more of like an experimentation with different types of mechanics.
Like technology.
Yeah.
Cool.
And generally that'll happen at the God's Forge. But it's seen as like a place of worship to Maya insofar as that they are physically creating something in his honour.
Is it an actual forge? Or is it a temple?
Would you roll a 12?
Yeah.
It's a forge, but it functions a little bit like a temple. There's
Okay.
no sermons or anything that happen there. Generally, it's considered quite a individual place. So there's not like groups of people that'll typically flock there. Generally, it'll only be 1 or 2 people. But I will say that you do recognize, just because I know you guys didn't keep the notes, you do recognize the God's Forge from one of the earlier notes that you found in the crypt. Which
I knew. I
read-
had a feeling.
Trying so hard to find.
Yeah.
yeah, which
I
read
thought it was on the
8
Discord.
found a buyer for the, which you discovered was Holy Breath, from everywhere. Need to pick up order from Dount first. Half to be sent to the Glass Empire. Leave gold in the hollow board at the Cracked Tankard when you go. God's Forge is too risky now.
Cracked tankard.
That's what it says.
This has got to be also in
Write it down.
Visit
Are those notes in the
Cracked
Discord?
tank.
Cracked, it said, yeah.
Are those notes in the Discord? 'Cause
I
genuinely
don't know.
can't
I thought I sent them
Yeah, I
at
thought you
some
sent
point,
them
but
too.
I'm not too sure. I'll have to have a look afterwards, but I'm happy to
Yeah.
send that back through to
That'd
you.
be wunderbar, because I can also add stuff we need to do here. Or certainly add stuff that we need to do.
Our list.
Yes.
So,
add list.
our current list is Wolfric, Godforge, looking for someone in the vats, information on the prison, violin, literation inquisition, and investigate cracked tanker.
Didn't expect
Cool.
that to actually
Fun.
be put on the list.
It's on the list now.
Violin.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what they're doing with their, like, it's only 2 in the afternoon. That's what they're doing. Thanks to you.
Rest of the day spent violin shopping.
Well, no, we can probably go to the Literosian Inquisition as well, right?
Yeah, probably.
It's
Like,
on the
like,
way.
no, well, why don't we just go there because all the finer stuff, like more
they told me
well-made
to
stuff,
go to
is
the
built up in the
court.
inner works, isn't it? So we probably killed 2 birds with 1 stone by going up.
Do you want a nice violin or just a violin?
Yeah. Why do you want a violin?
It's good.
Oh,
Wait.
Avalon puts it together just like, you're trying to be like him.
Like who?
What?
Can I don't.
Lucky, out of character. In the session where we talked to the captain, we were advised to talk to.
I said that.
Oh,
Cookie
you did?
Tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was one person. Gordon.
Godron, it's under
Oh, yeah.
info, it's be
Okay, cool.
info in prison. I've got it in.
Okay,
It's
cool,
ready.
cool.
But done. But yeah, I'm just like,
He doesn't play a violin.
one day you're gonna just end up just like me, a servant.
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah. Are you saying that in the mind or out loud?
It's gonna be like a whispered out loud. You're gonna be just like, and you'll understand the
I
joy.
visibly cringe.
That's true.
I visibly cringe.
What?
Visibly
Avalon
like-
notices the cringing and it's just like, you do not understand the joy of purpose.
Avalon. I leave it there.
My brother used to. My brother has a word for this. I think it's called
Cringe.
like simp or something like that.
That's what Avalon is.
El Bozo Simp.
Are you both simps for your gods?
We should find Avalon a fedora.
Lady.
I know a hat shop.
I'm just like, I don't. I like look at my hood. I'm just like, I don't need a hat.
Oh no.
My brother would so bully you guys, just so you know.
Me?
No, not you.
Yeah.
You would get along with Jaffa. You would get along.
Your brother is soldier
Hey,
as
meet
well.
this guy.
They're all part of the Grimoire Legion. All my siblings.
I no longer want to meet this guy.
Jaffa's the fighter. He's like the
Okay.
He's like the main guy.
You guys,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Apparently,
In a
nothing.
Yeah, you're going to
Walk
the
and
inner
talk-
works?
Yeah, walk and talk to the inner works to go to the Literosian Inquisition and also look for a very
Oh, so
finely crafted violin.
I'm asking for clarification, but I am confused now.
Alright.
I assume that's
So
what
we're
we're
going up, not down.
Up.
Up.
Gotcha. That's all I
Okay.
needed to know.
We're going.
Place to stay and books.
Don't we? We're not staying here.
Not in this tavern. It's-
Okay.
There's not enough. There's not enough rooms for all of us.
Okay, so you guys exit the grindstone. You paid already, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Why?
Grindstone.
Why, man?
So,
You make your way back out into the city. I'll get somebody to roll an investigation check.
I'll do it.
please.
Do it.
Jar.
Someone's
Probably got
excited.
the
I'll
highest
roll.
investigation
Let's go!
other than
Oh, I'm
that.
gonna plus. Shit. So I thought mine was high.
Just do it.
17.
Doesn't matter, you did
That's
good.
good. With a 17, I'll say it takes you a little bit. You know that you need to go up, and you can kind of work out based on the information that you've got where the inner works is. But there are several modes of transport to get up there. You can head up different walkways, or there appears to be a kind of docking station for what looks to be like those wrought iron shapes that you guys had seen, like those rectangles that have been ferrying people to and fro from different sections of the city.
How are you guys wanting to get there? I mean, it seems like we can either walk up or we can catch a cable car of some sort.
Well, if we catch it, we'll be spending money probably.
Let's
True.
walk.
I'm happy to walk.
How long is it to walk?
Honestly, it's gonna be so
It's
difficult
like
to figure out a
thousands
cable
of of feet
The
up.
inner works is like the second
So,
tier.
it's the
So
second
we have to
tier.
go through the cauldron tier and then the inner works tier.
car. We've got hours in this day, man.
We're going for a stroll.
shops closed.
Put on your walking shoes.
Okay,
If we're
hours
so
of
lucky.
time. I'm more thinking about the effort in which it will take to get up there.
I will have to start walking.
Wait, do we? Maybe, that's a good point. What if the shops close before we
Yeah,
get there?
then the entire
It'd
journey
be
up
so
there.
much
was-
faster.
Isn't it like 3 o'clock?
It's 2 o'clock.
It's like it will not take us
I will.
more than an
I
hour
will.
to get
Is
up
it like just a random stall vendor, just like selling their wares, anything like that?
You
just
can
there?
see that people are kind of set up there. There are open stalls that are kind of set up along this thoroughfare, as well as buildings that are kind of stretched along it, of all different kinds. You can see. I mean, it depends on whatever vendor you want to go for. You can. The first one you see
Yes. Yes.
probably be a general store.
Perfect. Excuse me. It is just we're me and my friends. We're like tourists here. What time does like most of the like wares in like shops close?
Kind of frowns for a second. You can see an older dwarven individual with like really like squinting eyes, just peeking above like half moon spectacles, bushy eyebrows.
It's the same dude.
Lashes.
He kind of leans forward.
That was a woman.
As far as I know, it kind of depends on the vendor. Everything in the core tier shuts around 6 or 7. Vats are kind of open a little bit longer. Kind of a weird time place down there.
It's weird down there, right? That's what I've heard. It's
Well,
weird.
it's pretty weird, but in an exciting weird. Not like
Yeah. We're planning to go there tomorrow. So, what about the inner works?
they're a bit more stingy with their time. Depends on where you're going. It's kind of more of a. I mean, the medial coinery shuts at 5. I think some of the artisan businesses, some of them shut around 3. Some of them are like 4.
Okay.
It's they have better things to do with their time.
Right. We're at 4-ish. Okay, it's like 3 o'clock now. Do you know how quick those like what do you call them? Like those moving platforms are to the other levels? Are they like pretty quick, or are they like
Oh, you mean the cable cars?
the cable cars? Yeah.
They're about well, it depends on how high you're going.
We want to go to the inner works.
Inner works probably about a 20-minute ride.
20-minute ride. Okay. Does it cost a lot?
Been a while since I've had to pay for them. We have a different system here, and he like pulls out what appears to be like a small coin. That's got like it seems like it's got holes punched around the outside. You can see that there's a flat V that you'd noticed on like a flat bottom V, that you'd noticed on the badges of the run-along soldiers that have been passing by. We only use these tokens to signify that we paid for transportation and all that. But generally it'll run you about. It kind of thinks for a second. Oh, for entire group, maybe about 5 gold.
One way, I'm guessing, not a whole day
No,
pass.
for both. Yeah, for using the cable cars all day.
Oh, all day. Okay,
Yeah.
well that's not.
Go wherever
as
you
bad.
want to go.
All cable cars, or just the one like?
All cable cars.
Oh, that's so handy. Thank you, Mister.
Sure thing.
I relate all that. Alright, so yeah, 4 o'clock.
And we're gonna take 20 minutes to get up there by cable car. I
Yeah.
imagine it would take a lot longer
And
to walk up.
yeah, and well, we gotta find some place that would sell a violin within a time before they shut.
We really don't need.
Well, if we can't do it today, then we'll do it tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm getting a violin, okay?
Why is this the
Stick to the plan.
Why is this the hyper
Jeez.
focus of the day?
I don't know. You tell me.
Barrel.
Barrel energy.
Anyway, I
The hat
guess we are
was
taking
barrel.
the cable car up then. Stuart.
Sure.
Let's go.
Cable car trip.
Does the hat
Sure.
actually add +1 disguise to June?
No.
It's just a
It,
cat.
like to some degree, June's face is obscured, especially if it was
Like,
from
yeah, kind
above.
of.
But they're looking around. The composition of Runalorm. There's a lot of people here for sure, and it's relatively easy to disguise yourself. But majority of the population is dwarven, and
Gotta shrink yourself.
Our group sticks out quite a bit,
From-
don't they?
yeah, you guys are getting looks as you're passing through. I'd say Kruger, you probably with your earlier role would know that.
Yeah.
Actually, let me get the specifics. I'd say you know that the composition of Runalom is generally 90% dwarven,
90%.
5% gnomes,
Mm-hmm.
3.5 halflings, and
Any kobolds?
like the remaining percent is just others, but generally they're humans or elves.
Okay.
Would
Yeah.
any
Very low.
kobolds be present in Runalong?
You probably fall into the other.
Maybe.
I know. I
You
would
haven't.
fall into the
You
other.
certainly haven't seen any if there are.
Have I ever
so-
seen any other kobolds? The entirety
Are
of
they
the
like
other
raccoons?
kobolds.
Well,
Just
for the
randomly.
most part, you guys have been in
In
a kind of a
caves.
closed system
Yeah.
for
fair
pretty much the.
enough.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So-
it's our
yeah.
world.
No, not yet, but you know they're out there.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'd hope
Guess
I do.
Are they like dumpster creatures? Like, will we just like see them like at night, like their eyes peering from like a dumpster somewhere?
They're raccoons. Though,
Yeah,
right?
essentially.
But so June's disguise does add a little bit, but based on the composition of the party, you guys are getting a lot of stares, and it doesn't hide June's horns. So a tiefling in amongst this composition maybe is not like the hat, maybe not adding as much.
I feel like I'm
you
easily
can say.
identifiable.
Yeah.
Certainly.
No.
A lot of
People will pay more
the
attention to
people
you
here
than
are a
to-
lot shorter than you as well. So this 6'4" plague doctor with the mask still on, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you guys are definitely getting stares as you're passing by.
I mean, if one person sticks out more than June does, then
That's true.
They're
Yeah,
gonna be like,
I don't think that.
What
I'll put
the
it
guy
this
without a
way:
hat?
they're not.
who's this guy?
They're not specifically looking at June. They're looking at your whole group.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
You guys head to
Cable
the cable car station that you see,
Mhm.
and
have I used them before? And would I have intimacy with knowledge on how to use them?
I'd say you might have used them before.
So I was here for a little bit,
How
Like
long
the
were you
metro
here for?
trains.
like a month,
And how long ago was that?
5 years.
Yeah, I'd say you've used them before, but you know that there are operators there.
Oh yeah, no, I just meant like for the procedure on like to just smooth things over and be like, oh please.
I'd say yeah, you probably do have familiarity with it. As you guys make your way up these covered walkways, I'll get to that in a second.
Cool.
From a slightly more elevated position, you can see that the stonework here, everything is really intricately carved, and it seems perfectly placed and well thought out. And these walkways that you're heading up to get to this small little station that's kind of wrought iron and light grey stone that's kind of fixed with supports into the side of the cavern. It kind of juts out slightly. You can see that a lot of the cable cars come kind of as they dock. People get out and head down. Some of them split off and head up further into a different tier. You can see that there is not necessarily a queue here. You guys would be next in line, but another group before you has just hopped into the cable car. There's 2 that go from this particular station. One of them appears to go to the cauldron level, and the next one is the inner works. Doesn't appear to go all the way up to the ferrocage level. There's a small little window to the left side of the door, and the other wall that faces the cable cars is entirely like a window. There's only like a small little strip at the bottom of stone. Inside, you can see that there's a relatively bored-looking human that's kind of lounging over the side, dark skin, hair kind of pulled back into intricate braids, and is kind of just pulling and pushing a lever and pressing a couple of buttons. Kind of looks over to you all now. What can I do for you?
One cart going up, please.
Sure thing, that'll be your coin. We kind of heads it over. Sorry.
I put my head on. How many? Just 5?
It's 5.
No,
Five?
I think the
You don't have a pass?
coin is in the
No,
coin. The
not
Mikey card.
The Mikey
The
card.
Mikey
The
card
Mi-
coin.
Alright, you looking to buy
said you could pay
one?
for it.
Or
Yes, please.
For the
you want to
Mikey
buy
card.
a
No.
pass for how long?
2 days, please.
2 days? Will it be for a group your size? You want to travel to a specific place or just anywhere?
Just anywhere.
It'd be 10 gold for the lot of you for 2 days.
I'll give 10 gold.
Oh, if you want, I can cover it. I can cover it.
And that lets us go
You
anywhere.
guys are so eager to like spend the money. It's great.
Not my
I've
money.
got barely. How much?
I've got
Yeah,
250
Nadria's
gold.
loaded.
We've got plenty of
Yeah,
money.
let's go for that stacks. I've got some money somehow.
Abelard has 100 gold of mine that he never gave back because he didn't buy the pearl.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
we could buy
he
new
kind
spell
of
components
hands
for
you
on
guys.
this is like the arcane level there.
He kind of hands you guys this one doesn't look like the small coin that had been produced by the shop owner. This one is almost like a bar.
Hmm.
It kind of a smaller, almost like an ingot, but it's not in that kind of what's the shape called? Trapezium?
Not in like the Minecraft shape.
Trapezoidal prism.
Maybe. I was gonna say trapezoid, but I felt like that was wrong. I don't know. That it's kind of like the angled sides, and it's relatively small. It can fit easily into the palm of your hand, and it's got like an etching along it on the top. That do any of you read Dwarven?
Yes, I do.
Nope.
I can actually.
Essentially, it says like a 2-day pass, and there's in a Dwarven script. It'll typically give you on the bottom like a serial number, so they know if you guys don't return it. But interestingly, I'm assuming he's passing it to whoever handed over the gold.
Kruger.
Pass it to you, and in your palm, you can feel that it kind of thrums slightly. It seems like there's some sort of arcane energy attached to it.
That's cool. Do you like insert it, you tap it, or you just like pull the lever and then it goes?
Well, I don't really know the specifics of it, but essentially, there's like some sort of magic that's used to give it a bit of a jump start when I press and kind of wafts his hand over to the buttons. And then that makes it go, but all you gotta do is just produce that to whatever station you're going to for the next 2 days. Return it to me when you're done.
Or any
That's
other
it.
station, or specifically to you?
Specifically to me.
Damn. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, this is the lowest cable car station, so I'm expecting if you're going anywhere, bar the overhang, you'd probably want to send it back to me anyway.
Cool. Up we go.
Thank you, sir.
He pauses and says, there is a depository if you're going to the overhang, though, so you can pass it back that way.
Cool.
You guys head up to the cable car.
Jeez.
You guys are standing on... It's not a rickety wooden platform. Rickety platform by any means. It's kind of a riveted metal platform that juts out from the side and has these kind of cutouts in it where a cable car will dock into it. There doesn't appear to be one at the moment. It's like a minute or two wait, and you can see one's kind of gliding down towards you. As it docks, a group of halflings, it's probably about 3 halflings in there. They kind of stretch their back slightly, and then you can hear like the pops as they kind of head up to the staircase that ascends. You guys step into what you can now see is almost like a carriage, but made entirely out of wrought iron and brass. So there's brass inlays that are kind of along the top, various different dwarven scripts that you would recognize kind of to be an arcane script or enchantment. The top of it appears to be like a large clamp with like a roller along the top, so we can send it up what appears to be really tightly braided cable. The actual carriage itself has windows on all sides, and a kind of it looks like they're slightly ajar at the moment, so it's not like they're completely closed windows, but you can definitely see across everything as you step in. There are small benches that are kind of lining the outside, relatively comfortable. The interior has like a pressed metal with a sigil of Runelon that you recognize now. Must be the flat-bottomed V with the specific sigil in the center. That's kind of inlaid in brass onto this panelled floor. You guys step in, take your seats, and you hear these kind of pistons activate and close the door, like the and the door kind of snaps closed. And after a second, you feel the as it jolts you forward, and you've in a speed faster than you assumed. You're kind of ascending up this. Actually, you guys are going to which?
Inner Works.
Inner Works, that's right. You guys, I'm assuming you told him that.
Yeah.
I knew what you meant. You guys are ascending on like quite a steep slope, and at first you're kind of jolted back, and you feel your backs kind of slam back into the you feel your backs kind of slam into the metal behind, but eventually it kind of evens out. It seems like the beginning spurt was a lot more I guess it needed a bit more to kickstart it.
Does the pass like vibrate more violently as like the cart's actually moving, or is it just pretty same?
No, it's pretty same.
Okay, cool.
Is there like a window or something?
Yeah, there's windows along all the sides.
I imagine Abel will be standing by one of the windows just looking out.
Nope.
Sure, you can.
Not
You kind of
looking.
duck down, and before you can see, it's kind of the carriage is kind of rattling slightly as it moves, and you can hear the gentle like as it rolls onwards up the cable.
That's cool.
For most of you, it's unlike anything you'd ever seen before, especially for you Abelarders. You're looking down through these windows. Some of you kind of turn your necks to look out the windows as well, and you can see the entire expanse of the core tier with the octagonal platform and the bridges that kind of span onwards. And as you look from above, you can see that there's a sigil, that same sigil of Runelon, that's kind of lit up with molten ore that kind of follows through grooves and passes around the octagonal platform. People are kind of heading over the bridges that stretch over these streams of molten ore. You can see that there are several kind of staircases that people are flooding downwards to get to what you presume now is the vats. Several people are kind of littered across the walkways. Some are heading up. Others are descending further down into the core tier. And it takes you about 20 minutes, but it's a striking visage in terms of the sheer size, scale, and there's kind of a rough, metallic, mechanical beauty about Runelon. Everything seems to be placed, now that you can see it from above, in like an intricate grid pattern in the core tier. That kind of stretches either side of the octagonal platform that's kind of suspended in the center. All of these covered walkways seem to be in passing like parallel lines, some of them are perpendicular. Everything seems to be structured so it doesn't affect the view from the cable cars or from the upper tiers. Eventually, after 20 minutes, you guys get to the inner works, and you can see a similar cable car station. There appears to be more people waiting at this one here. But as you're kind of approaching the inner works, you can see what appears to be each of the architecture for the tiers that you've passed. They all appear to be different and unique in their own way. And the inner works appears to have more of a kind of general curve to it, as it kind of stretches out past the station that actually appears to be docked in the center. What you can see are domed roofs of like this kind of red trimmed with gold. There appears to be like ivory inlays in some parts of this station. It definitely seems to be in better condition than the one that you just come from. And a lot of the carriages here you can see are there's more, and there's 2 platforms that you can see that stretch to the inner works, one on either side, and thoroughfares that lead from them. And the carriages themselves appear to be ornate brass. They don't go down to the same station that you'd seen before. Some of them go up. Those ones appear to be the ones that are kind of gilded and intricately kind of pressed metal. Definitely seem more artisanal. As you guys make your way up to the station, you can see that the people that are waiting there appear to be dressed more in like flowing silks, robes. You can see some of them have like heavy tomes tucked under their shoulders as they're kind of waiting, talking amongst one another. A lot of them will produce a coin that is much more ornate than the one that had been presented to you from the general guard. You assume that from the general store. You assume they have different levels and different appearances depending on what the tier is that the person lives on or works in primarily.
To also help maybe signify which tier to return it to as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. That's cool.
As you guys eventually step out from your station, you can see that there is there's a young-ish gnome individual. They have kind of scraggly hair that's falls just above the shoulder. Kind of gives you all a wave as you guys step out. They have spectacles on their face, kind of pushed down to the bridge. You guys curve your way around this platform, which is a lot larger. It's actually in a hexagonal shape, as it's kind of a small building that's attached to the tier rather than attached to the side and up a set of staircases. It seems much more accessible for people. But you guys step forward and you can see that the buildings here are kind of... There appears to be a lot more twists and turns in the masonry. Some of them appear to be kind of braided together. There are different ornate sculptures that are kind of pressed on the side. The patterns on the floor appear to be less geometric and more of those similar swirls that you'd seen. There still is an element of the geometry for a lot of the dwarven architecture and sigils, but it's much more reminiscent of the circles that you'd seen pressed into the floor of the landing. And at the center of this tier, you can see there's a huge building that kind of rises out of the ground. It's much bigger than any of the buildings that you'd passed in the core tier, and there's several spires with domed ceiling them, each different heights, with kind of surrounding one larger building in the center, almost like a small castle, but the domed ceiling is huge on the centerpiece. This one is in almost like a teal color and a light grey. It appears to be copper and brass inlays all across the buildings. A lot of the caps and gilding here appear to be much more, I guess, much more intricate in a lot of ways, but you figure that the building in the center is what was known as the medial coinery. You can see there are people that are kind of flooding in and out of the building. Each of them appear to be dressed in those similar kind of more ornate clothing. A lot of the presence of the brand here appears to be focused around that building at the moment.
Okay. This place is like a lot fancier. Jeez. Okay.
We don't fit in.
No, I mean,
We already kind of did
I'll button my jacket back up. I mean,
Which I would.
Still shirtless.
I don't think I fit in anywhere on your plane.
what time of day is it roughly now?
As long as you don't
after
take the mask off.
It's
Sure.
probably approaching, I'd say 2:33.
Okay, we have
It's
time.
not that late.
Is there like a is there a guard or is there some sort of directory to like?
It doesn't appear to be a directory. It appears that most people here are kind of following the curves set out by this tier, and they appear to know where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
There is a guard presence, and as you kind of step forward, I'm assuming you guys are just wandering in at the moment to see what you can find.
Yeah.
As you approach the medial coinery, you can see that it's actually more like a gazebo, and there are people that are kind of flooding in from all different areas. The guard presence, there's some stationed at different archways that kind of make up the doors of this building. And as you approach, there's a kind of similar to the exchange building that you guys had seen in the Crimalt, if you guys remember.
That is where I got all my money from.
This one appears to be a
That's where we got all that
sphere
stuff.
that
All that
kind
sort
of hangs. It almost looks like mercury is contained within this sphere, like liquid mercury, and it kind of swirls gently, and you can see that there are different numbers and languages that flit across the surface of this sphere. It's kind of like a crystal ball that shows different, what you assume to be prices and currencies and ores and things that are being exchanged, and you assume that this is a place where a lot of money changes hands. And the similar swirls and spirals kind of curve around one another and crisscross over the inlay in the floor. If you're looking for a guard, there's definitely some around here.
Hello, excuse me. Hi, sorry to bother you.
You walk up to a younger human individual. They appear to have shoulder-length hair that is kind of pulled half up, half down the back. It's kind of a rich brown colour. And she kind of looks to you. What can I do for you?
We're tourists here. We're looking to do a few things while we're on this tier. We need to know where the Litorosian Inquisition is, where they're based, and also we're looking specifically to buy like a very fancy instrument. Do you know where we can maybe get something like that?
Specifically the violin.
Yeah, that would be helpful. Yeah.
Wasn't there another thing as well? Was another thing here as well?
Spell components.
Yes, and a place to maybe get some spell components, like or some healing potions and other stuff like that.
I kind of looked at you.
We don't know where to go. It's a very
Well,
big city.
It's a big city. Kind of things for a second. Oh, you guys are in the inner works, aren't you?
Yes.
Give me a moment, everyone.
Very, just a typical tourists.
Alright, where you buy violin and how?
And where?
That is like the first question I ask when I enter like a new place.
Hey,
No, but
so
I
I
mean, I
want
don't
to
like
make
it.
music, but also a bomb. So
Well, sometimes
Yeah.
we'll be like,
Where do I buy the
vegetables.
strange list of chemicals in this fine establishment of
is
yours?
there like a multi-store for that or something?
Is there like a large general store we can just
Where
get
do I buy
everything
large
from?
quantities of fertilizer?
Is there a Costco here?
Well, if you're looking for violins, I'd assume they'd probably be kind of violins specifically, or instruments. I think generally those artisans will be in the cauldron,
No, can't.
but we do have a kind of. We do have an arcane spell component shop here known as Cat's Corner. It's not too far away and kind of gives you the directions to follow one of the curving paths that kind of reaches around the corner of one of the buildings just to the left of the medial coinery. As for the Litorosian Inquisition, assuming you're meaning the Under Archive, and that's kind of all the way at the back. It's actually just a little bit past Cat's Corner. They're repeat customers there anyway, so good to have them close by. I guess you could try maybe let me see what I can do here. Looking specifically for violin.
We can do it another day.
No, give me a moment.
If you had more of an idea, why did no one?
I did. I was like, let's go to the cauldron for that because that is where I was told to go, and you guys were like,
Look,
no.
We're getting the nice shit.
Look, I'm right here. I'm deaf, so you need to talk. Like,
I talked to Lucky. If Lucky could hear me, you can.
no, I'm focusing. I'm writing notes
Let's
and
chill
focusing.
out, guys.
I'm focusing on other shit. I'm writing notes and stuff.
You could
This
try
is getting
resonance here.
What was that? Sorry?
Resonance? You
Resonance?
could try resonance, yep.
Where's that?
Point in the complete opposite direction that just directed you in from Cat's Corner. That'll probably be back that way, and points to another spiraling curved path that kind of reaches behind buildings that almost appear to be kind of forked and braided together at the top.
Cool.
Do you know any good places to stay in the area?
And the inner work specifically, this is mostly for political individuals, so we don't have too many taverns here.
Mrs. Kruger, probably not, but hey, they could have something nice. Technically, I'm an ambassador.
This is true.
Technically, we are political terror suspects.
Yes, say that to the guard. That'll go well.
We're looking for political. We've got politically motivated crimes to commit, if that counts.
You could try the Half Pyre. They might have some availabilities, I'm not too sure.
Thank you very much.
And where would those be in Kruger Woods?
Alright.
He's gone.
Directs you kind of adjacent to where
Have enough
the
Kruger flair.
violin place is.
Okay.
Resonance.
I think you should try that again, but with more Kruger.
Nah,
Thank you
I
for
can
your
do
time.
Maylin, I can do Kruger.
Just let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
Because Dilbert is not polite
Well,
enough.
I'm
to
gonna-
make Kruger.
I'm just gonna like, so which way are we going first? Are we going to go get violin, pearl?
Did we want to get a place to stay?
That is a good
first?
idea. I reckon a place for the Temple of the Run would be up late.
That's awesome.
Because that would make sense. Because they worship the moon.
Really? Oh my god!
Wouldn't have picked it.
They live in a cave. They don't care.
I lived in a cave.
Did
That's
you care about the
awesome.
moon?
No.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Do
don't
you
think
care
Dilbert
about the
knew
moon
what
when
the
you
moon
know there are
was.
dragons on it?
Sure.
There's dragons here. as
Are
well.
there dragons on the moon?
You're just like, no. I'm just like, do you have dragons?
Dragons are cool.
Have you ever seen a dragon unite? I don't believe I have.
Just a flashbacks like losing
I
half
have.
of my squad to
I've
dragons.
seen a dragon. They're cool.
That's great.
When? When did you see one?
Quite a while ago.
Like a flashback.
I don't
just
have
like
a
watch
date,
like
I
a
didn't
dragon
really keep
obliterate
track.
half the
Ah, yeah.
squad. I'm just like, I too
might
have
have
seen
been-
a dragon.
Might have been a hallucination. Not sure. Can't really tell you.
Val? You seen a dragon?
You would know if you have seen a dragon.
Well, have you seen their bones?
Yeah.
Are we just going around
It's a
in
question.
circles asking for rules?
Zach had to-
I'm pretty sure I asked if we had any dragon bones.
No, I don't think.
Did
I haven't. Did I say I had dragon bones?
I think it was like the first thing I asked.
I don't think,
When
I
I
you
don't
talked
think you
about
said you
dragons.
had any from
I
memory.
don't think I said it.
I'm sure you would know if you have seen a dragon.
Well, looks like I'm the coolest then.
You said it,
Except for maybe Abelard, who I'm assuming has seen dragons
What
on
the
the moon.
fuck?
Abelard is
What the fuck?
Have you seen a dragon?
He literally just talked about how cool it was being a servant.
You did, yeah.
I'm.
That's gonna lower him a few points.
But dragons.
Walking and talking.
Where are you guys going?
If it helps establish
We're
my
going
coolness.
to the.
Yeah, once we go. If it helps establish my coolness in the hierarchy, I watched a dragon
We're going to the
obliterate half a squadron
tavern
with a
with
breath
this.
weapon.
The
Where?
half
That's
there?
fucking cool.
Place
Not
to-
if they're your friends.
That's like the tavern ish. I don't know.
Oh, we want to get we want to get a tavern here.
Still cool.
Just like sighing. Just like,
okay. What's that? But no, wouldn't it be smarter to go to like the
That is
the
what-
artisan places because they're gonna close soon?
What's what we're thinking? we
Well-
go resonance, we find a place to stay because that's the same direction.
Yeah, they're in the
and
same
then
direction.
Okay, cool.
we can bounce back after.
Yeah, cool.
Wonders.
Alright. Let's go buy a violin.
Or if we can't, then hopefully some spell components or some potions or whatever.
That's the other
That's
way.
later.
That's the opposite way.
Do we want to like? then-
No, that's not the party.
No,
We're gonna get murdered if we do
somewhere to
that.
stay.
We are in a place with a very high quality of security. Do not
Yeah,
Last
I'm
time
gonna
we-
get murdered.
Yeah,
Last time we.
But if we
split
know,
the
but if we
party,
know the
we
direction that
almost
like
got
where we're
arrested.
gonna stay, we can quickly go get some
if
supplies.
we
and
split
then-
up, I do not want to be with June or Dilbert.
Too bad.
Please do not send
You're
me.
stuck with
Okay,
us
no,
now.
all good. All right, we'll make it. Yeah. Don't
Nandria, you're part of Cool Squad.
Cool squad.
Michael Particle
The
Squad.
cool
Sorry, no.
crew.
Not worry,
Actually,
Kruger. I
I know.
enjoyed my time with you thoroughly and I was not stressed.
We're not taking applications.
I do
for
an L
Cool Squad
shaped
right now.
Nandria. L.
The cool squad.
Within,
I hung Abelard's leg.
within the named, we have a group
A separate
name.
group.
Can
Yeah.
I leave?
Sure.
When crimes need to be committed.
We're the
Okay,
crime gang.
You guys are heading towards Resonance?
Yes.
Okay. As you guys pass through the inner works, you get a lot more looks than you had passing
See,
through the
actually,
courtier.
crimes are
People here seem to be very well put together and very
And we ain't.
refined in their clothing and their attitude. It's not to say that everybody here is arrogant by any means or is looking down at you. You're just not typical patrons or purveyors of the space.
Question. So these people are like the kind of like, you know, they're more magically inclined and all that, and you have a lot of priests and stuff as well. Does anyone recognize where I'm from or no? Like, I doubt it because no one has. So that one random barkeeper. Just like,
I'll
I've heard.
say that as you're going through to Resonance, you're almost at the kind of door that the guard had given you directions to. And you notice that there is a building off to the side where a group of people are exiting. And you can see one of them does a double take and looks towards the symbol that you have attached to your waist and your attire. Kind of frowns for a second, goes to step forward but is kind of pulled back by, they look like a group of students. Most of them are dwarven, but you do see that there is 2 humans and an elf at the back. The elf was the one that recognized you and appears to like step forward but is pulled back by one of the human companions.
I guess I
And
just wave as I go.
she kind of opens her mouth and like goes to point towards you, but is quickly distracted by something that somebody was like yelling over towards her.
I'm just trolling.
Roll a perception check for me quickly though.
It's +7.
You have guidance.
I can't guidance myself.
I think you have guidance.
Maybe so I can pick up a d4. Oh.
Yeah, dog.
18, 25.
With a 25, you notice that she, as she's pointing, is going to like she's wearing a almost like a leather overcoat that's kind of it's like a double-breasted coat, so it's like buttoned on one side, and you can see that she goes to pull out a tome, and you can see on the front there's the tome is like attached to a holster on the side. Sorry, I should. She's just like
I present book.
book. It's got a symbol that is very similar to the one that you wear around your waist on the book. That's probably the most you get unless you actively follow her, but
I want to see if the nerds know who I am.
Oh my god, you like worship Laurent? Oh, that's crazy,
it's
man.
like so cool.
Oh
I don't
my
run moons.
god.
As
Do
you
you like
guys-
worship him?
The star signs here.
As you guys make your way around these kind of curving spiral patterns, it's almost like a gentle meandering path that you guys are on. You find yourselves in front of a building that has two pillars that are kind of reaching up around a door that's like a really gentle arch. So it's not like a one that comes to a point like you might see in like Gothic architecture. It's genuinely just like a really rounded, curved arch with a dark wood door that's kind of recessed into these pillars. To either side, there are floor-to-ceiling windows. You can see inside that there are just... It looks like almost like there are categorized like rows upon rows of boxes and like really refined cases. Some of them are much bigger than others, and you can see there's a larger shape that's kind of tucked into the corner, and you believe this is piano.
Let me
Just
just
from what
buy
you
a
can-
piano and put it in my pocket.
From what you can gather, there appears to be an attendant that is an elven individual. It's kind of pressed behind the desk of a similar dark wood to the door. The interior has a plush green carpet that is kind of intersected by two strips of silver that are kind of stretched from the door to the desk. As you guys step in, again, a little brass bell kind of chimes above you. This one is much less aggressive than some of the other ones you'd heard previously. It's much more of a gentle kind of pleasant sound. As you step in, are you heading to the desk?
Yes.
No one else appears to be in the space other than the individual behind the counter, and you can see a figure that has a kind of almost an unsettling, like, very gaunt face that's kind of stretched and pulled slightly, really like sharp, high cheekbones, these piercing green eyes that kind of stare at you, and a kind of lean body covered in a doublet of green and silver. Looks towards you. How can I help you?
Oh my god.
Are they like human, elf, dwarf?
Elf.
Elf? Okay, really
Hello,
gaunt,
we are
freaky
looking-
elf.
Looking for my wares? I have plenty.
Violin.
Violin. And kind of steps back and like goes back to the side. You can see the fingers are like really bony and
Edison check, is this guy like something off or is he like old?
well,
Can I insight check?
I was gonna say, can I insight check?
Guidance
Ooh.
D4.
Bad.
Well, that's a crit fail.
Okay, guidance.
However, it's still, even with a crit fail, I'm pretty sure that's a 14.
He seems fine. He just seems like
It's just old.
lean and lithe. It seems like an
10
odd
plus
individual,
14.
Okay, I respect that.
but not ill. He's not like
yeah.
he's
Okay.
not emaciated or anything. He's just really lean and like you get the sense that this is not
this a
somebody
bardic
that's
lich?
maybe
14.
14. What did you?
Lower.
Oh, okay. With a 14, he hasn't spoken to you much. He just seems strange. Like it's not.
I respect
something
it.
I can't
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
look
So,
up.
just
That's
the
fine.
vibe check is just like, okay,
He-
interesting.
Kind of heads around the side, and he has like an odd gait to him. He's kind of like, His steps are really long and kind of graceful, almost like a dancer. He strides over to a section of shelving that is kind of stacked to the brim with different cases. What kind of material are you looking for? Any specific sort? Do you want something with more resonance? Do you want wood? What kind of wood would you like? Do you want something that's more synthetic, metallic? What kind of sound are you looking for?
Oh, you, Nadria.
I look at Nadria and just like,
He begins pulling cases. We've plenty of cases. Plenty of cases.
Oh gosh. Leah and Nadra are making decisions aren't good.
You were the one that wanted.
I do. Okay.
You're welcome.
Careful. Probably one made of wood.
What kind of wood?
What kinds do you have?
Plenty. And kind of pulls down
Never thought you'd
stacks
ask,
upon
darling.
stacks upon stacks of these
Love
cases, kind of sections them down into two piles. Mahogany, teak, oak.
I suggest the oak.
You have red gum?
Kind of pauses for a second. Red gum, red gum, red gum.
The inside, like the actual wood is like quite red in nature.
I don't think I
Everyone
have
should buy it.
red gum. Perhaps I should add it to my list.
I mean, mahogany's got a nice redness to it.
It does. It does.
I mean, are we more interested in the way it looks or the quality of the sound?
That's a good point.
Good question. Good question. Are you a purveyor of music yourself?
No, he's
Kind
a
of
robot.
leans towards you.
No, I'm a robot.
Jokes.
No,
See?
but I have some familiarity with wood and its properties. Thank you, Xander.
I giggle with Dilbert.
And I'll point to like like there's a lot of wood that stop. I made
A9's covered
probably-
in wood.
Well, if you want a richer sound, I might recommend a darker wood.
This is in character.
Still stop.
It's okay, not the first time I've heard someone giggle about wood.
Can I cast silence? Do I have silence? I think I've got silence.
Doesn't that do like an area?
It does.
Yeah, a large area.
No. We're just like the front of the store.
In a musical instrument shop.
Yeah, darker
Tell
wood.
me, darker wood?
Yeah.
Mahogany, dark oak,
Could I look at
Bolivian rosewood.
what even is that?
Where is Bolivia?
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I used to play violin.
Would you like to sample some? You want to try?
Oh.
And kind of opens up all these different cases with all along these little snapping like openings of brass and silver. You can see what the for as
colours.
unsettling
That's like Minecraft.
as this individual is. For the most part, all of the instruments that you can see are really intricately handmade. They appear beautiful, high-end quality. The strings themselves appear to be polished to perfection. Kind of takes out a, on the smaller side, violin. Kind of passes it over to you. It's a mahogany one. Kind of passes you the bow as well. Please give it a shot. I would like to see what you can do.
Oh my gosh, it's been years. I'll
Can I guidance the
I
plane?
can guidance myself.
Double guidance.
Doesn't stack.
That does not stack.
Yeah, Abelard's guidance, Charlie.
Fine, Abelard will guide me.
Straight. Guided by
I
the
perform the
moon.
help action.
How are you?
How do you help?
Just holding the back of it up.
Disadvantage.
You rest the violin into the crook of your shoulder,
do.
your neck.
Yes. I'll.
Roll a performance check for me, please.
Woo! So because I have proficiency in it, I do +7 because my proficiency bonus, and then my performance is 4. So it's +7, right? Performance is 4, proficiency bonus is 3, so it's a +7.
Yeah, no, it's just whatever the number says there.
Oh, just 4?
Yeah, just
Okay.
four, just
Okay.
Yes.
And guidance.
And
Because
guidance.
Abelard guided me, and I can't guidance myself apparently.
Oh, that's so. Yeah, that's cocked.
Fuck.
Damn, that was so
10,
close to a nat
13.
With a 13, you're a little bit rusty, and your first passes with the bow. It's a nice horse hair that's kind of been stretched between the bow here, and it screeches for the first couple of passes, and you can see some of the hair kind of snaps in places. Definitely too much pressure as it kind of screeches across the strings. Well, maybe not that one. I don't think that's a good fit at all. And kind of takes
say, it's like,
the
violin
back
a
from
one.
you.
Oh my god, I'm trying a 1.
You're picking a wand.
Takes
The violin
the,
chooses the performer.
takes the violin back from you, passes you a rosewood. A rosewood.
Okay. Attempt to play that one as well.
Violin. Yep, please roll
In the
a
morning.
More
performance.
guidance.
Let me guide myself.
No. I'm the cleric.
Oh no.
That's
that
worse. That's worse. That's a natural 1.
Immediately, as you're going to bring the bow across, you miss entirely, and you feel something snap in your wrist, and you go, ah! in pain as you kind of are crippled slightly by trying to hold the bow in the wrong way.
Break your hand.
Well, I've done that
It's
in
just
real
a
life.
twinge.
Might as well do
Just
it.
a twinge.
Ouch.
You know what? I don't think the Darkwood is doing us too well, but I can give you something else to try, and kind of takes it back from you.
I kind of like this dude, right?
He kind
Oh,
of
they're cool.
runs his fingers along each of the cases. Perhaps poison wood?
Ooh.
Ica wood? You seem like an Ica wood person. And takes the case off. Places it down in front
Keep
of
going
you.
until you roll well.
You can see a dark
We could pick it all
grey
Oh, this is fine. I'm here for it.
violin that has much more jagged aspects to it
Yeah.
than the smooth rounded
I
ones
really
that have
hope I roll
previously
well.
been handed to you.
It's like a
The
rock
strings
violin.
themselves and the hair appears to be a kind of shimmery silver. Passes it over to you. Give it a shot, give it a shot.
You can't bardic inspo yourself.
I can't,
That's so
no.
annoying.
So I just have to guidance and roll. Then dice save me.
That's a 4.
15, 19.
So with a 19, after the first 2 attempts, you tuck this one underneath your neck, you begin to play, and you remember some of the music that you'd been taught when you were younger. Kind of just comes back to you naturally on this particular violin. You watch as the figure kind of steeples the hands and leans in. Fantastic, fantastic.
Yo,
Personally, I think that's an excellent fit. What do you say?
What if this dude's the Wanderer?
Do you just say that out loud?
Yeah. I don't. He either is and he knows it, or either isn't.
Wandering
doesn't know.
places? I don't typically wander.
That's good news.
How much does this nice violin
Yeah.
cost?
I have a shop to run after all.
How much for
How
that?
much are you
For something as
500
beautiful as
gold.
this one?
Surely not.
Artisanally made, certainly. I mean, you can see my wares. I'd say perhaps 25 gold.
Ah!
I'll part with it for someone who's so perfect for an instrument.
How much?
25 gold.
Gold.
I guess like I reach
called
into the pouch.
No, I haven't heard
For a
money.
violin,
I
they
take
cost
my head out of
upwards
the pouch
$1
and I was like,
million.
okay.
I grab my pouch and it's incredibly full because nobody asks me for money or everyone decides to pay instantly.
Hang on, where did all that come from?
200 gold.
Oh.
Just a casual.
Well, 300. He has 100 of it.
I'm gonna have 50 of it because it was only for an identify pearl.
Oh, I gave you 100.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was
Who's got more of your money?
I take this one.
Making the purchase? Fabulous. Kind of takes it, puts it back in, and you can see he polishes each of the strings before he hands it over to you. Places in new rosin.
Resin.
Rosin.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yes, new rosin. It was in there in my mind. New
Why
rosin.
is it
I used to
called
play the
rosin?
cello. Everyone.
That's
Fun
resonant.
fact.
It was the answer to a
Me too.
crossword clue. the
I used to
other
play
day.
double bass after I played
Rosin.
cello because I was
Not
like,
me
you know
too.
what?
I
Reason?
played the flute.
Like the
Cello?
cello
What was poison would you bought?
Icawood.
Icawood.
Icawood. Yeah.
Icawood.
Icawood. Icawood.
What color is it?
It's like a dark
It's the emo one.
grey
This one?
kind of
That's
colour.
cool.
C-O-R?
ICHOR.
Thank you.
Does it have a finish? Is it shiny? Is it matte?
It is shiny, yeah.
It's shiny.
It's shiny.
Is it similar to that, like really dark, typical piano coating, or is it?
A little bit lighter, and there's still the wood grain. There definitely seems to be an essence to this wood that is unlike any you've seen before. Actually, you might have seen it before.
Where may I have seen it?
It's typically found in the cardinal triad. But generally, it's quite a good material for enchantments as well.
Right.
So perhaps a lot of the work that you'd seen done for enchantments earlier on would have been done or applied to this particular type of
Can
wood.
I tell if this particular instrument is enchanted with any sort of magic?
Sure, make an arcana check.
Yeah, I'm
That's
buying
Plus
stuff.
seven.
I'm not checking
May I
it.
borrow a 20-sided dingledonger?
Please have a guidance.
15 plus 7 is 22.
22.
Just like check on Ferrari.
There definitely seems, studying the intricacy of the violins that he hasn't put away quite yet, and even looking at the one that he's polishing now, there seems to be an element of magic to it that you assume is applied to make the sound richer, tinnier. It's to do with the timbre of the sound, as well as the overall resonance or quality of the actual instrument. So generally basic things that'd make it last longer, that'd be more specific to the person, might take a little bit longer to enchant, but you think it could be a possibility.
Cool.
He kind of snaps closed the lid. Perfect. 25 gold.
Right, pass the 25 gold.
Thank you. Kind of passes it back towards you, and then slides across a card that's gilded, just with the name
it's just
Ichabod
like a-
across for resonance underneath. Please, if you have any questions, you need any more instruments. I mean, some of you certainly look like you could play an instrument.
Do you want to buy like a drum? Like a
No.
really cool drum?
Not in this place.
Why? The instruments here are really cool.
Drums aren't meant to be fancy. It's just a piece of wood
Instrument
that you hit.
for you?
can't play an instrument.
Are you sure?
Could be.
No.
Well,
Not
would you
for
like
me.
to learn one?
Which one?
Have you seen my
Pick any.
Just like
I point. That
basically a
one.
bin with
What's
a
that?
piece of
Chill.
fabric.
We're packing it in.
It's time to go. You can see that this is mostly for string instruments, this place. So there are fiddles, banjos, there's kind of...
Can I buy ukulele?
there are some ukuleles here as well.
Are you ukulele
slap.
We're gonna start a band.
Can I join?
No,
I've got a drum.
care.
I can be percussion.
I'll get Chibo to play the drum.
Banjo for you?
Well, there's a specific sort of banjo I'm after. I want a banjo with a drone string, which is
Drone string.
which is just a string that just plays the same note again and again.
That would remove all the joy from playing, would it not?
No, just one of the strings is a drone string. You play the
Only
other
one?
strings, and it's not always a banjo. Some banjos have it.
I could
But-
specifically make it for you. It might cost a little bit extra time. I'd have to restring it, but I could do it.
Yeah, I'm down. How much money you got?
I'm not paying for an instrument for you.
Okay, I don't have. Okay.
Why?
Well, perhaps when you come across more money, maybe you'd like to sample my wares, buy some more instruments. I have plenty.
Are there any really pretty ones that have like stars on them and stuff? Like just like looking around the store.
Roll a perception check for me.
Like an electric guitar, but like the bottom is the star shape.
No.
I'm gonna say rip you out, James. That makes it a 19.
Oh, not
19.
bad.
For the most part, a lot of them are covered in cases, so they're relatively hard to see. You don't see any ones that are specifically Luna inspired, but you do see some that are silver, I would say. With the 19, I'll say you can see on the very back side, desk is kind of in a U shape. On the very back side, you can see that there appears to be an instrument, a violin, that's made of bone.
Ooh. Tasty.
That's probably the most interesting thing you see with a 19, given that most of them are covered by cases.
Okay.
Do you point that out?
I like look at it. What kind of bone is it?
Ask the bone expert.
Oh yeah. Wow. What kind of bone is that?
Boneway.
Over there, the violin.
You can roll a medicine check or a nature check.
I will roll a
Can I help with a medicine
nature
bit?
check.
If it's a medicine check that he's doing, then I'd say you can.
Can I roll a medicine check on the side of the nature check?
Sure.
9.
30.
Oh, no.
30?
With a
Did you roll down
30,
20?
I rolled a 17 plus 3 plus
Okay.
10.
you don't think this is specifically. You don't think it's human by any means.
Good.
It looks more like a beast of burden or an ox bone.
Okay.
No idea what
It's kind of it's really intricately shaped and curved. It's a beautiful piece of work. It's not quite finished yet, but the actual neck of the violin itself appears to be kind of like a, not necessarily a spinal cord, but more like a tailbone that kind of stretches and curves to the top.
That's cool.
Did we decide if it was people bone?
No, it's not people bone.
Oh.
Beast of burden or ox.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, thank you.
Anyway,
Anything else I can help you all with?
would there be any like specific instruments in Dorothea that like I might want? This is like a taste of home. Like, would there be like any kind of specific instruments they play?
I hadn't thought about it. I'd say for your specific battalions, it'd be more like war horns and perhaps maybe even drums or percussive instruments. But for certain wards in the
I imagine there'll be like
city,
tavern,
there definitely are all different kinds of. I'd say it's more likely that you'd be looking for a lyre, perhaps.
I'll be like, do you have any lyres? Or
Certainly, I've got plenty.
Ooh.
He kind of steps back and heads around the back side of the of this like partition wall at the back. You can hear clattering around. It's about a minute or two. He comes back and produces a lyre with a kind of curved back to it, and the same kind of rosewood that you'd seen before as the kind of base wood. And I pass it over to you. Again, it's a really beautiful instrument. This one's a little bit more expensive. Will run you probably about 40 gold. Bigger instrument. Would you like it?
Let me see how I play. I'll make it.
Would you like to try? I always think the person should sample wares and instruments before they purchase them.
I guess I would.
I didn't realize you played an instrument out of that.
Roll
Neither
a
did I.
performance check for me.
Abelard, do you ever think that your god
Yeah. Oh, you get guidance from me.
Okay.
Do you ever think that your god said don't worry about it because he just gave up on us? Like getting places?
Are you
I
trying to
don't-
like
I like word you. I don't think he told me not to worry about it. I think he told me to focus more on gathering general information.
Yeah, my point.
That's a 10 total.
You were never really one to inhabit the taverns to try and perform for people. It's not bad, but it's not practiced, I'd say. The sound is beautiful. It's resonant. It kind of wraps around your ears, but there's no real tune that you're playing, so it doesn't sound as beautiful as it could. But you think this is a very nice instrument, and if you wanted to purchase it, you could.
Says the person who's
Well,
trying
that's
to save money.
Yep.
I mean,
What did I say?
I've actually got my personal build, so I'm fine.
I have 15.
I have
Yeah, so
I
you're
have my personal.
I have
Yep.
75.
I'll buy it.
You buying it? Sure.
I have 100, yeah.
He
Well,
polishes
we
the
need
strings
to do
again.
more eventually, we'll get more money.
If you want any custom detailing on it, I saw you looking at my bone instrument over there. If you want any sort of custom enchantments for the both of you, I'm more than happy to oblige.
Custom enchantment.
Custom enchantments?
Like,
Yes, everything here is magical
What
in
kind
its
of-
own way.
What kind of enchantments could you do?
Can make it more resonant. I can make it last longer. I can give it a deeper, darker sound. I can make it sound tinnier, shriller, depending on what you'd like.
That's kind of rad.
that's kind of rad.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
That's cool. That's super cool that you can
What
just
would
do
you do?
Synthwave.
Synthwave.
Knowing your style more. I don't know. What's
It
the
will-
word?
My style?
What does
Judge-
synthwave violence
like-
sound like?
Dark, emo.
Judgmental.
Evil. It will cost you extra, but I'm always happy to give a discount to
Emo?
first-time customers.
That's a sound.
Is emo a sound?
I don't know. That's what that's the vibe.
Can't wake up! Wake me up!
For a grunt, you start playing the
Violin.
violin. It's
He
just
goes out and he's always like, life is pain.
It sounds like an electric guitar.
I hurt myself.
It keeps trying to kill itself.
my violinist was home.
Oh, no. What about like haunting? Like ghosts are about to like
Ghost.
like a ghost is like gonna come out of the wall and like scare the crap out of you.
I think I should just
Like a
learn what I have before I invest in more.
I'm a ghost.
Well, you know where I am if you need any enchantments. More than happy to oblige, happy to assist. I do what I can.
How much of a noise does it have to be before you can enchant something?
How much of a noise?
So I've got a question for you, Magic Man. My friend here has fingers that can scrape against each other, and they will produce a sound, I believe. Could we enchant two fingers to produce a different sound?
No, it has to be this specific material that I use for strings.
Okay.
Something tells me that would get quite annoying as well.
Unless
I mean,
you,
it would only be 2 fingers.
Tiny world's smallest violin.
tiny violin.
Unless you, I suppose,
That's really
sever the hand and replace it with a different kind of metal. Does sound a bit painful, doesn't it?
I
Take your
honestly
hand
don't
off.
know.
Let's not do that.
Take your hand off.
I don't think
I
you
think I
can.
quite like my hands the way they are.
Can't you just put it back on?
Yeah. Robot.
Can I?
Doesn't work that way.
Robot.
So, will
It's
that
like
be all?
Futurama
Anyone
style
else?
That's all from me.
Thanks, man.
Oh, more than welcome. Thank you for your patronage. I do so appreciate it. You know where I am if you need me, of course. And if you want a drone string banjo, perhaps I'll have to investigate.
I think
This
that-
guy has weird vibes.
that's fine.
You just realized?
I think we all do. I think it fits in with us really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Do you want to come adventuring?
Do you want to join our party?
Oh, I'm
We
not
met
the
this guy.
not the adventuring sort, but thank you for your
We got this guy. And we got this guy.
Thank you for the offer. I prefer to stick to my enchantments here, my
Ew.
crafting.
Cool.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
More than welcome.
Second store of the day.
Next door is where we're staying tonight.
No, I thought we wanted magical components.
That's
It's
the
on the other
opposite
side of
direction.
town.
Oh.
How much time has
Okay.
passed while they've been playing all the
So probably be about 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit longer, but not. It's
So it's like nearly 4 o'clock, so they probably, by the time we get there, it's probably going to close.
Bedtime.
Bedtime.
Yeah, if that's what to say.
Your finest
guys-
tavern, sir.
You're asking the.
No.
Oh, okay.
Hi, can we sleep in your store?
I'm going to say that actually is where we're going to end it because we've run a little bit later
Yes.
than expected. But I wanted to get
Hey,
through
not
the.
your violin!
I wanted
Can't
everyone to
believe we
accomplish
got a
something.
violin.
At
And we
least.
did!
You did. You
We
did.
descended some stairs.
I was gonna say,
Hey.
like, if we had ended as we got to the next level, it would have been we went down some stairs and then up a lift.
Yeah, literally that's it.
Oh, wait, we got a
Um,
hat too.
We're gonna get a hat.
So we got a hat, a lyre, and a violet.
Hat lore. We look what's
Did you
we got some
guys
information.
have fun?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I really enjoyed learning a lot about the city. It was
Yeah,
just
I'm
really
glad.
cool.
I took notes for the first time in a while.
What?
Lovely.
Yeah, no, a good idea to make a list.
Alright,
I feel like
I'm just gonna sign off quickly, everyone. Alright, thank you all very much for watching. We do so appreciate you sticking with us for a little bit later of a session tonight. We will pick up from here next time. If you would like to catch up on anything that you might have missed, as always, the links are down below. Much love to you all. It's always a pleasure and never a chore to DM for you all. We will see you guys in the next little bit. Goodbye for now.
Bye.